snacks.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? This your boy Gage. Sin is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the building, Sin.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Happy to have you here, sir.
Yeah.
What up, Marcus? I see you in there getting it in. No, you're not the only person watching. So to everybody who is watching live right now, how are you? What it do? You are now tuned in to Cutscenes, where we get together once a week and talk about things that are happening in video games. And that's because cutscenes are
best part of the game.
Yeah, man. Say it with your Code 45 voice. You know what I mean?
Always.
With your Code 45 voice. Man, today's show is going to be an interesting one. I'm not even positive where I want to start, but there's a lot. You beat jokes. What up, brother? You beat jokes. Facts. You the winner. You might get to take his plate. You know what I'm saying? He'll be here at some point. My man said he's running behind again. Not sure what's going on these days. You know what I mean?
Hey.
My man's struggling, wuggling.
Struggle's real. Struggle's very real.
It's very real. And trust me, it's one I understand. All right, so check this out. There's a lot to talk about today. We are going to talk about Overwatch and this issue with MMA, yeah, with May's new legendary skin.
I actually love that name.
Cultural, I do too. Cultural appropriation and all that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk a little bit about the state of play, which we did a live reaction to earlier today. So we'll talk a little bit about Ratchet and Clank, what we saw there. We're gonna talk about Second Extinction, which is in game preview right now. And if you have Xbox, it's on Game Pass, so you can just jump in and play. We played a little bit of that today. We're gonna talk about that some. We're gonna talk about the rumor of Netherrealm working on a Marvel game.
Okay.
Oh, shucky ducky. Y'all hold on to your butt. Hold on to your butt.
Okay. Somebody just walked in the building. There you go.
What's up, buddy?
What up?
I want you to check. I want you to check the chat. I want you to check the chat. Oh man, my man's just a frozen god. Yeah, so I beat you and froze you.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna talk about Microsoft and them changing their payout to devs in the store, which I think is a big deal. We definitely gonna talk about that. So. Jokes, I know you missed all the stuff we're talking about. You'll just have to play catch up.
Hey, I got it.
But I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're safe. That's what's important. Okay?
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Your shirt's whack. So
awesome. Thank you very much.
I'm messing with you. I'm no Iron Giant. You know what I'm saying? By spaghetti kiss on your joint. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Marcus is in love with the straw hat joint.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? All day.
Yeah, he's gonna love that.
Bob, let's go.
I know Marcus is in love.
Straw hats for life, baby. Let's go.
It's in straw hat shirt. Straw hat shirt. I was like, it's a straw hat shirt. I don't know what that's made of. So listen, there was some hullabaloo today because the Overwatch League made announcements about their legendary skins, one of which has this. So MMA, who is supposed to be an MMA fighter, and people are upset because they feel like the fact that she has cornrows is cultural appropriation. So before I go any further than this, here's what. It's not a Loot Crate joint. It's not. From your personal perspectives, gentlemen, Jokes, I'll start with you since you haven't had a chance to do much but show up. Do you feel like that's appropriation? Do you feel like that's cultural appropriation?
This is reaching right now. I think it's reaching a little bit because just for the fact, clearly the connection to MMA. So we're gonna use the connection to trying to use that.
Sure.
I'm gonna say 90% of females that are in mixed martial arts, UFC, whatever you want, typically have their hair braided when you get into the ring. So I think this is pretty fair. Like, if you do your research, you look at matches or whatnot, I feel like that's just a common thing that a lot of women do when they get into an MMA match. So
let me ask you a question before you go any further with that. Okay. My question is, if a woman who is not black or of African descent is in an MMA match and her hair is cornrowed, is that appropriation?
I get how you're trying. I get how you're trying to.
I'm not trying to listen. I'm just asking the question, right? So I've seen a lot of look. I've been kind of looking and seeing the back and forth and the rhetoric and so forth. I see Cuddy in the comments because Cuddy loves to watch MMA, like I love to watch MMA. He says, "Can you pop that first comment from Cuddy up for me?" Mm-hmm. No, not that one.
That's the second one. He was gonna get to that one.
Yeah, that is.
So he says, "No, most women MMA fighters braid their hair for fights. All races do it." I hear you. I'm not arguing whether or not that's true. I guess what I'm asking is whether or not there are people who are upset when they do it, even though it's MMA. So I understand. Here's the thing. I understand exactly what they were going for when they created this skin, specifically for May, named her MMA, gave her gloves and a belt, and you know what I'm saying? Like, here it is. Look at it. You know what I mean? Like,
she got the little bruise on her face, under her eye. Yeah,
she been beat up a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. She's fighting for it. Okay, I get it. I know exactly what they're going for. My question is, if there are people who feel like when someone in MMA does that, if that's appropriation. If anybody, regardless of what this is, if anybody has cornrows in their hair and they're not of African descent, if they're not black, whatever, is that appropriation? That's my question.
Saying that way, I think you would say yes. I mean, seeing as that's where braids are kind of really originated from. So, and I give some people props because they acknowledge it where it comes from, but some people just don't want to acknowledge it. But I think in this particular case, I do think it's reaching. But from what you're saying, then the answer would be yes.
I mean, don't say it like I'm saying as if I'm making it up.
You're not making it up. But
my thing is
technically yes.
I have to push buttons, right? And ask all the probing questions, right? Because I don't think you can have a discussion about this kind of thing without exploring all the avenues, right? If we just look at it from it's a video game and it's supposed to be MMA and that's what it. Now, do I believe that there's any malice behind it? No.
None.
Does that mean it's appropriation? Again, it depends. So Heather says it depends on if it looks like MMA's hair texture or if it looks like black braided hair pasted on her head. I mean, I think it looks like her hair texture. Yeah, I don't think that specifically would quantify it one way or the other. I mean, it looks like her hair, I guess. I don't know. The texture might be a little thick. You know what I'm saying? For May.
It's fine. Like when I booted up the game just now before we jumped on or whatever, like she's like on the home page moving around and stuff like that. Like it's fine.
Same way you want it. Do you feel like it's appropriation?
Not necessarily with this, because like Joe said, like it's MMA. Like women and they braid their hair to keep it out their face and stuff like that in the fight. So in this sense, I don't see it being appropriation at all. It's just May's dressed up as an MMA fighter. Like that's what they look like when they get in the octagon.
Mm-hmm.
I say here's what I'm gonna tell you. I do believe this is appropriation, but there's a caveat. I think the word appropriation has an immediately negative connotation. Most people, when they use it or say it, they intended to mean that you're stealing and not giving credit. Like that's what that is. And so, Jokes, you kind of touched on it by saying like, hey, you know, if there are some people who maybe jump in the ring, do MMA, but they give credence to where they saw it or where they got it from or whatever, right? Here's the thing. If a woman who is of African descent straightens her hair and puts it in a ponytail, is that appropriation?
Technically, yeah.
Do we give black women who there are people who give black women a hard time for straightening their hair? That's the thing. There's no two ways about it. But we don't call it appropriation. Like, do we give what we do within our own community is, are you trying to be like them? That's what we do. That's what we say. Are you trying to be like them? Why are you trying to be like them? But we don't call it, right, appropriation. Right. So assimilation. Technically, that's a thing that you feel like you maybe have to do for acceptance. That's what assimilation is. But we don't call it appropriation, right? What I believe is that if we are going to exist as people, period, we will continuously see people who see things that other people do, other races, other religions. You know what I mean? Like, it's not appropriation to go to the carryout. You know what I'm saying? To eat Chinese food. To do now, would it be appropriation if you follow their beliefs? Is it appropriation if you choose to be Buddhist instead of, you know what I'm saying? Like, anything that any other, if it's race, if it's creed, if it's religion, if it's anything, you are going to see people that something speaks to them, right? The idea of appropriation usually means for most people that you're trying to take something and keep it for yours and make it seem like you created it or you came up with it, and you don't give credit to where it came from, and then other people see it and they follow suit thinking that that's where it came from, and they give credit to the wrong creator. Let's say it that way, right? My personal opinion is that, especially in a realm like the realm that we exist in, we meet people all the time who are so heavily and deeply rooted in anime. They are doing what they see, think, and feel Japanese people do and think and feel. And we don't call it appropriation. We lost jokes. He'll be back, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I do think there's a difference. I think it's easy to look at the corporation, Activision Blizzard, that owns Overwatch and say they as a corporation are appropriating it and they're going to take credit for it and try not to, you know what I'm saying, give credit to the fact that, you know what I mean, you know, I like it.
Yeah.
To the fact that this is a hairstyle that came from Africa, from Ethiopia, that's been around for centuries. I also don't think it's the first time people have seen it. You know what I mean? I don't think Eminem has appropriated rap music. I don't believe that at all. What's he talking about, man? Joke's trying to get a hold of us.
Yeah, send an image. Something happened.
All right, he'll be back when he get back.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I personally don't view this as appropriation. I think that they're going to have to respond, and I think that they're probably going to end up making a change to it or doing something different with it. It wouldn't be the first time that they've had to respond to something, to some level of public outcry about something they've done with Overwatch. Overwatch is a game that literally is on the world stage. It's on the world stage. There are teams from all over the world that participate in it, and I don't see this personally as appropriation.
But if it gains enough steam, then they'll do something because they got people they got to answer to and stuff like that. I'm gonna grab it before they do, just because.
I mean, it's a cool skin.
Yeah, and that's my favorite character in the game. So
Yeah, I'm
Why
not. I
not?
mean, I'm not gonna. I just don't. Overwatch. I don't care about Overwatch. I won't care about Overwatch until 2 comes out, and they give me some kind of story mode, some single player story mode joint, like these stories they've been telling. That's what I want. So then I know they can do it. So yeah. Look, we're not gonna dwell too much more on that. Let's talk briefly about the PlayStation State of Play today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, again, it was mostly about Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
Not my thing. I'm not into Ratchet and Clank. I know that's your thing, so I'm gonna
That's
let
my
you talk about
thing.
it after I say the joint was boring. They always are. And now I'm gonna let you have your say. Do whatever you want. You talk all about it.
No,
All you want.
from what I saw, the more that they showed us this time around, we got a real good look at the Divot, the female long backs. Some story elements there we got to learn about. Um, it looks beautiful. I love what they've done to kind of like just expand the world this time around, filling it with so much life and creatures and bustling cities and all that type of stuff. Like
Mhm.
it looks good. Everything I like about it, I see it's still there. They didn't try to do too much tweaking. You got the crazy gadgets that everybody loves, the crazy weapons, all that kind of stuff. I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, something we talked about during it, is if there's a specific difference between the two longbackses. And the only thing I could think of it was possibly,
Hey.
hey, he's back. Welcome back, sir. Is thinking that the hammer and the wrench will play in certain areas of the game that you can't access without them, something like that. But other than that, it looks amazing. I just wish I had a PlayStation 5 to play it. So
I feel you. Hey, listen. Marcus said. You know what, Marcus? Marcus said it was Power Rapper the rapper. Cage.
with
I, you know,
the haptic feedback,
I don't want that Power Rapper the rapper rap appropriation. PlayStation rap appropriation. um,
you want to wrap against the
nah,
Kung Fu Onion?
nah, yeah, you know what I mean. Kick, punch. It's all you know. Bro, I'm about it. You mean? Yeah, that joint's terrible. That joint better than Jammer Lammy though. Yeah, you probably don't even know what that is. You know what that is, jokes?
Nope.
I didn't think so. That's cool. Don't even worry. You ever played Power Rapper the rapper?
Yes, that I have played.
Okay. Jammer Lammy is the sequel.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, it's not. All right. I mean, yeah. I mean, look, State of Play was cool. Jokes, you had a chance to take a look at it.
Watched
I
a
know you
little
saw
bit.
some of it.
I chimed in and looked at it a little bit in between while I was
Yeah,
working today.
I dig it. Yeah. I mean, again, that joint was boring. But
All
again, I
right.
like if you're into Ratchet and Clank, it probably wasn't anywhere near as boring.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I can agree. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like you would definitely have some moments like I could look at you and see that you were excited. I was in Yawnsville. All
Didn't have
right.
it was just the stuff I was looking for on the screen. Like, okay, I'm picking up on that. I'm picking up on these things. Like, okay,
You know what? Here's the thing. The trailer that they released earlier this week, when I watched the trailer, I was like, hey, this joint look, I like this joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like,
Mhm.
again, it was a trailer. It was cut, right? You know what I mean? It felt action packed and I enjoyed it. But this didn't have that same feeling for me. So that's cool. I mean, again, it's not for me. So I hope that it did reach the people that it was supposed to
Supposed
reach
to get
and
to.
give them the information that, they were really looking for. Other than that, to a certain extent, I'm gonna jump out there and say a waste of a state of play. That's how I feel. You showed us 2 little indie games, one of which was Among Us, just to say that it's coming. That's cool, I guess.
Mhm.
That
There's
would count.
a special skin or whatever for Among Us. I'm not gonna play it there, but I get it. It's important for a lot of people. It's PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. Subnautica, again, cool. I think it's cool that they showed that on a state of play that was going to have as many eyes on it as
Hmm.
as something that's going to have Ratchet and Clank, because that's going to draw people in. And so I think it's cool that they showed it there. I don't know whether or not those audiences cross, but
Next, yeah.
that doesn't really matter. Maybe they end up crossing. And so I think it's cool. I'm still a little concerned about what Sony is doing in terms of their marketing and advertising and how they are approaching this generation, and whether or not it will actually allow them to continue to move full steam ahead the way they did last generation. They're on a pretty solid track, but they're making some decisions that feel like it might hurt them in the long run. So we'll see how that goes. Second Extinction.
Yes.
Hey, Jokes, listen. I know for some reason you have this thing where you just won't play games with us.
I haven't had
I
a
don't know
chance
what
to
it
even
is.
get on Second Extinction yet.
It's not the
Whatever.
point. It's not the point.
It's not the point.
It's not the point. It's really not the point. That's really not the point. What I'm getting to is what the point is. My man said I'll be getting a box soon. Marcus,
Okay.
what's pushing that? What made that happen, Marcus?
Us.
Probably. Hey, listen. Second Extinction is in game preview, so it's not totally baked. It's not done. It's in Game Pass, which is dope because it just means you can jump in and you can play it. When a game goes into game preview, usually what that means is you can pay a minimum, somewhere between $20 and $30 for the game. When the game is done, you still have it at that price. You get all the updates and everything or whatever with it, but sort of like a Kickstarter kind of thing almost.
Yeah.
But when the game is done and ready to release, everybody else who buys it will pay like the full 60 or whatever, but you got in on the ground and kind of help them develop and make changes and fix things or whatever.
This is a great program. Great program.
My man said he already got the 5, which is cool, but why are you also getting a box? That's, I guess, the question, Marcus, is why are you also getting a box? Let me tell you about Second Extinction. If you're unfamiliar, Second Extinction is a game where in which apparently humans had to leave the planet because the dinosaurs came back, like alien dinosaurs or something came back. I don't know. It's a lot of dinosaurs and we run around shooting a lot of dinosaurs and them things are heavy and they spitting acid at us and electrocuting us and chasing us. Bruh.
Hey, them dinosaurs.
Hey,
Straight
listen,
up.
dog. Hey, listen.
No, straight up. I want to cut so bad. Like, those things are frustrating.
Facts. All right, Marcus. That's cool. Marcus said you got money to play. That's cool. I'm with you 100%.
All right, buy me a PS5 then.
Got money to burn? That's perfect.
Find me a PS5.
Full income is a good move. Yeah, man. Listen, this joint might be a problem. It ain't even done yet.
Nah, you got to work in that joint. You got to
work. In. They have like 5 characters to choose from right now. I don't know if that'd be all it is. They have mostly different weapon sets. They all have different abilities. And
appreciate it.
We went into the campaign. Yes, dinosaurs. Yes, Denver, the last dinosaur. Jokes doesn't know what that is. It's okay, Jokes. It's fine. Man, I'm gonna tell you what. The mission they had, we did. There are several different types of missions you can do when you go into the campaign. First joint, we got punished. We got mollywopped that first go.
We got mollywopped so bad, Jokes. I had to get off the sniper. Like, nope, I can't play the sniper with just 2 of us in here. That ain't gonna work in this game. I need at least a full squad to play sniper. No.
Yeah. And you're gonna run 3 people. But so we read up, went back in. Okay. I changed my character as well. Got somebody with a minigun.
I had somebody with a grenade launcher.
And they were necessary.
What?
They were necessary. So like you pick a drop point, you drop in from space.
Orbit. Yeah.
And then you just kind of figure out, all right, where we want to go first. We had 3 points we had to get to. And
you can see like the threat levels of those areas too. So okay, that area is dangerous.
Stay away from there.
Here's the thing. That changes though. So the map itself updates. And so you'll see that like the dinosaurs are starting to push back in a certain area, and this has a higher threat level than this area. And that actually changes. It actually rotates what areas are safer than others and all that kind of stuff. It's actually kind of cool, man. And we got in. We had to go. We were trying to uplink some satellites or whatever. We found some sites, so they had some camps and stuff like that. So if you find camps, when you find a camp, you set the camp up, and that gives you a place to respawn if you die, right?
Also to re-up on your ammo and your equipment too.
Super important. But that ammo and equipment does not come back.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
So if
They
you
get
take it from
reviews,
that
that's
camp, it's like they'll have like, since it's 3 people, they have like 3 ammo kits and like 3 equipment kits. If y'all take them,
That's it.
then y'all just out at that joint.
That's it. You can respawn there, but there ain't gonna be none there.
And there's no infinite ammo in your pistol.
No, you do not have infinite ammo in your sidearm. No. And that sidearm, necessary, bro. You are going to run out of ammo in this joint. Slim, when you are surrounded by raptors, dog.
By the time we got to the end of that mission, I was a G with the pistol. Like, I was,
Hey, dog, I told
John
guys, like,
Wick out there.
Like, I just gotta rock with the pistol. That's like you have a choice. And it gets intense. It definitely needs some work. Like, there are times when you kind of can't see real well, like where they're coming from and what's going on. Though Sin's character had an ability that highlights all of the enemies around you.
Sometimes that'd be scary. Like, all right, I hear something. Did you hit it? And it's just nothing but red.
Like,
oh god, they're here.
Hey, Slim. A thing, bro. It was a thing. And
these dudes, I swear, can smell you from like a mile
away.
They
can. But this is the thing. They can because the sniper guy that Sin had, he has a special ability that allows him to hide your pheromones so that they can't find you for a certain period of time. So there's stuff like that going on too. It's it's pretty solid, man. I did complete.
I'm still mad about that. I'm so mad about that.
I completed.
We did everything. We even had to fight the T-Rex from hell.
Oh my god!
T-Rex from hell.
Hey, his mama, he coming up steps to get us. he's on walkways like he ain't playing no games.
Hey, dog, and let me tell you something. Slim, the only way you could hurt him was to shoot him under his neck.
Oh.
So, like, you gotta get
up close.
You gotta
take the business to him.
Hey, look, with a minigun and a grenade launcher.
Yeah,
we just gotta figure it out.
Can you slide in this joke? Because it sounds like you need to be running up and slide and take the shot.
Oh, you can. You can absolutely run and slide. Here's the other thing I'm gonna say. So everybody gets. There's a time limit on it, but you can call in like a drop pod. So you can choose whether or not you can call in equipment, which would be like med kits, stuff like that, or you can call in ammo. So I had an ammo drop pod. Sin had an equipment drop pod. Listen to me.
Save
necessary, bro.
Save your life.
Necessary, bro. Yeah, the joint's cool, man. Listen, we got to the end. We fought the T-Rex. We leave the area. All we got to do is go and hit the button for them to come and extract us.
Get to an extraction zone.
On the way to the extraction zone, my man's power went out.
No, Joe, understand something. When I say power went out, the entire complex, all around us, like it was just down.
The whole area.
Yeah, the whole area went down.
Like he disappeared from the game, and I was like, hold up. Then he disappeared from the Discord chat, and I was like, oh, my man, internet must be down. And I'm like, I'm trying to wait to see if he's gonna jump back in. I didn't want to end the joint without him. So I literally went outside and called my man. Like, hey, what's up? He was like, power's out. Everything's out. Hey, look, I just got off the phone with the complex.
I would call BG and he like, hey, did I pay my bill this month? Am I good? Like,
take my account. I gave you the account. Why you take the money?
Like, no, you straight. You got to credit everything. I'm like, I ain't.
You overpaying over here,
right?
My neighbor knocked on the door and told me, "Yeah, I went to the leasing office, dog. Everything down." I'm like, God.
Hey, Slim.
Bruh.
Let me tell you how.
I feel for you. I know what you
this is Left 4 Dead levels of extraction. Okay, if you ever play Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, you know how you get to the end, you beat the boss, and now you got to get out, and they just coming. Slim. I get to the extraction zone. I'm waiting on Sin. He's not coming. We have the phone call. All right.
I guess I'm gonna extract.
10 minutes. Slim. I knew it, and I knew what was going to happen because when I got to the extraction zone, there was a bucket there with infinite ammo pickups.
Yep, that says it all right there in that game.
As soon as I hit this button, they are all coming, dog.
Coming nonstop.
I knew it. Dog, I hit the button. Slim, listen to me. There were raptors everywhere, bruh. They were everywhere. There's a counter that counted down from like a minute and 20 seconds or something like that. And then these two giant T-Rexes showed up, bruh. I'm running. I'm on skates. And then the ladies in my ear going, drop pod's incoming. Don't be in the landing zone when the drop pod comes down. I don't know what the landing zone is. I'm on skates, bruh. I'm pow pow. Shoot. I can't get back to the ammo to get more ammo. I'm out here trying to just do what I can do. I'm chucking grenades. I got shot grenades. They killed me right before the extraction ship came. I managed to get myself up and get into the extraction joint to get out, but a raptor followed me. I got an achievement for getting extracted and for bringing a raptor back with me.
Hey. No, that sounds like a hidden achievement. That sounds like that's not even one they tell you about.
That joint is tough, bro. Like
I'm so mad because now I got to go do it again because I didn't get any of the level up stuff, like unlock new weapons or the upgrade and nothing.
Yeah, because what happens is as you kill dinosaurs and stuff like that, you get parts and pieces and stuff like that. And then when you finish, you level up and then you can upgrade your weapons, upgrade their abilities and stuff like that. And so you use the stuff that you found to do upgrades, stuff like that. So I did a little bit of upgrading. And then his power just came back. Like basically
after everything was done. I'm back. Let's do this.
Like 20 minutes or so. Like, oh, really? Okay. Look, I was showing him was going to get on the phone, like, hold on, let me get the Bluetooth controller connected.
I was about to say, you could have jumped straight into that cloud gaming. Get your phone and get on that cloud gaming.
That's right. That's right.
I was on the way in and everything just popped up. I was like, oh, thank you. You just had to screw up my ending. Thank you. That's all that was for. Appreciate it.
You need that cloud. You need that cloud gaming right there in your life. Just pop that phone out.
Terrible.
You're telling the truth. We talked about it. We definitely had that discussion when I was like, all right, well, I'll try to finish this. And then like you could play Outriders in the cloud. So if you want to jump on, like, hey, your battery backup working? Your joint full? You ready to go? Test it like, yeah, all right, well, let's do it. Hey, so look, jokes, I want to get your opinion on this. Word on the street is Netherrealm is making a Marvel game.
I saw that.
Makers of Mortal Kombat, makers of Injustice, putting together a Marvel game. What are our thoughts? How do we feel? What are we thinking?
I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
I think so.
Like what people have been asking for is like, how are you gonna do a Marvel game? You're intrigued. What's the best you got? What do you think?
That's a good thing.
What kind of storyline? I mean, what do you think they do? Like, one of the things that Netherrealm has been really, really incredible at doing. We talked about it on Weekly because their stories in the last 3 Mortal Kombat were better than the movie.
100.
And Injustice. Injustice 1 and 2.
Clean.
Fire.
So what do you think they do?
I think they can. I think they can do the same thing. Depending on, like, let's say, of course, 100%, this turns out to be a real thing. Depending on maybe when they would potentially think to release it, possibly would align with some other Marvel movie that would come out. Kind of what we think they were going to do with the Avengers, how Taskmaster was like the big bad, kind of something like that. But then it's still going to be an original story. So kind of, highlight the one character to kind of bring people in because you're familiar with what you're seeing right then, but then just go off to something total left field. Like, I feel as though they could use this, Jesus Christ, MCU, Marvel, like there's so many things they could pull from and do a new version of a similar story. Like, you can use the Infinity Stones if you want to. Maybe we get a story out of them that hasn't been introduced inside of the MCU yet. So something that maybe we've been waiting to see. Maybe they're the reintroduction for the mutants. Screw the MCU. Maybe they will be the ones to bring mutants back into the fold, and that's the storyline. I don't know. There's so many possibilities there.
Sin. Wait. Before I want to get, but I gotta ask you a question first. Who's Captain America in this game?
Probably Wolverine.
Wait,
Wolverine is
what?
Captain America in this game?
It's Marvel. Who knows? They could pick the Avengers. They could pick the X-Men to focus it around. Like he's. I feel
Nah,
Wolverine will be the guy.
okay, so hold on. Let me just make sure I want to make sure I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Who's going to be like under the cowl and have the shield of Captain?
Who's going to be Captain America? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm not in that. I'm up in
Power went out. Power went out. Dark Tech.
Oh man, what's going on tonight?
Joke.
America.
Oh,
there he is.
All right, there it goes. Okay. Lord Wayne Tech all over the place tonight.
Nah, Dark Tech tonight, baby. Yeah. So who is Steve Rogers in this game?
Yes.
He's Captain America.
Steve will be Cap. Yeah.
Is Falcon in this game?
I think we get old man Steve.
Word?
I think depending on the storyline, but I think they will. They may try.
What if they go straight Injustice and it's Captain Hydra?
So
that'd be dope.
I'm in. Hey Slim,
I'm in.
Steve Rogers Captain America is the bad guy in this joint.
I'm for that.
That would be dope.
Hey, use that story. I mean, hey, that storyline has worked in all of the games. It would not be a surprise to do it with the Marvel crew.
Wait, dog, that joint could be fire, bro.
I'm all for. Hey, do that. Do it right out the comic. And just have my man say "Hail Hydra" and then hit the opening to the game and just going from there.
I'm all for it.
It could be Avengers versus X-Men.
Could be
the Renerdexter X. Hey, MCU may just say, you know what? We're just gonna throw them way down the line. You know what? Netherrealm, take this and run with it. We have faith in you.
I mean, again, it could be. It doesn't have to. I mean, again, like look at Spider-Man on PS4. Like it doesn't have anything to do with. I mean, it does exist as its own universe. It has its own numbered identification. So this could be the same thing, right? This is a completely outside
and I'm cool with that.
The 616 or whatever. Me too.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
They could run Civil War. Who knows? Civil War 2.
Hey, so many DLC possibilities. That is, they could take some of those main arcs and do those as DLC and run the story.
So here's my question. If you look at what NetherRealm has done with Mortal Kombat and the fact that NetherRealm, here's the thing that's tricky about this. So NetherRealm is a Warner Brothers owned studio. So they get access to a lot of different, but they'll take the Mortal Kombat games and they'll put like horror movie villains in it. They did RoboCop, Terminator, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff, right? Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, like they've done it all, which is perfect. The Injustice games, the DC property, they pulled in Ninja Turtles. They pulled in Scorpion. Who cameos in this joint? Who are the outside of Marvel comic book characters that are the DLC for this game? And are they from Star Wars? Is it the Mandalorian?
That could definitely be.
My man said
Power Rangers. I would think that would be on the DC side because they've already had the interactions with the Ninja Turtles and everything. So like that would make sense on that side. Now we got the Street Fighter thing with Power Rangers. So
I mean, Boom has Power Rangers, and what they're doing with Power Rangers right now is
phenomenal.
They got a Green Ranger and a White Ranger. It's out of control.
Yep, they got them both. Same place.
You can't do that.
Breaking barriers.
Yeah. Who do they put?
I think Star Wars is the smartest bet. Easy to get access to. It's already Disney property.
Yeah. But again, Disney owns Fox.
Oh God, Homer Simpson gonna show up in this joint?
They can put John McClane from Die Hard in that joint if they want to. Like they can go.
Oh, hey, it show up in New York. Oh, that could make a little sense there.
I'm just saying.
Nakatomi Plaza DLC.
It's all that'll be.
Race to the top of the building.
Yeah, you know they have to do something behind the scenes to figure out who's gonna be what properties, what DLC they add outside of just straight up.
I know.
They have to. There has to be some-
Netherrealm could be the one to potentially give us a DC Marvel, like unlike the crossover for like Fortnite. Like even if it was just one, even if they somehow managed to just get one character out of the DC universe to put into this somehow, because I mean, on both sides of
They've
the
done it
fight,
with. Well,
they've all
okay.
made references to like characters in other universes, like they exist in certain extents, whether it's a comic book is there or something like that. So I feel like it could happen. I just feel like they wouldn't necessarily run to the full degree of what people want to happen. Even if it's just, you know what, it could be a Marvel character that's wearing a Batman skin or something. Maybe they can't necessarily put the character in the game, but they could have the skins. Like that could be where necessarily the characters are not there, or they give them some funky names, but you know it's Batman, but it's like Man Bat. I don't know, something like that.
No.
who is
No.
also a DC character because DC.
I
Yeah, I mean,
know.
obviously,
I'm
it
reaching.
remains to be seen whether or not they do it at all,
Right.
whether or not this happens to be true. There's a part of me that would love for it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
I will be super excited about the finishers. Obviously, you can't do but so much. You're not going to have fatalities or nothing, but you know,
Right.
I'm cool.
I mean, some
I
characters
did
they
see
throw the
that
Punisher in there.
Nightwing is finally a billionaire. I did see that. Nightwing got some bread now. All right, so last topic. Let's run this down. Microsoft has announced that they are going to match what Epic is doing with the Epic Game Store, and they are going to give developers more money for their cut when games are sold through the Microsoft Store. Um, so that payout means that starting August 1st, when they relaunch the Microsoft Store, uh, developers will get 88%. There will be an 88%, 12% cut, which is what Epic does, instead
Okay.
of 70/30, which is what has been traditional.
Years.
Um, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about, the need because of the growth of video games, the need to keep people interested in your store, whatever. Marcus says, good play. This is a power play.
Mm-hmm.
This is a power play. So, first and foremost, kudos to Epic for once again pushing that button,
Yep.
for
Yep.
challenging the norm and being the instrument of change by changing themselves, by not just saying this is how it should be, but
They do
being
it.
the way it should be.
Mhm.
This is a move that is going to put an insane amount of pressure on Sony. If you're telling me now that a developer can put their game on Xbox and on PlayStation, but Sony is taking a 70% cut, and Microsoft, it's taking a 30% cut,
Right.
and Microsoft is only taking a 12% cut,
That's a no-brainer.
Exclusive.
where are you putting your game? Now, I'm
That's
not
a
saying you have to put them
no-brainer.
on both,
Right.
but when it comes time to start talking those marketing deals, when it comes time to start talking about putting your joint in Game Pass first,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Slim, this is going to put pressure on Sony.
Sony already
Period.
has pressure. Like
They
this,
do.
it's literally just becoming an even heavier load for them to have to work with. Like they're already trying to catch up. Like on the Game Pass side, they're trying to create that game changing thing that's the similar to it on there for it,
Mm-hmm.
and then to get this dropped on them, it's like they're playing chess, and it's like they feel like they're catching up or they're making those moves, but then Microsoft is already 3, 4, 5 steps ahead with what it is that they're doing, and it's like they're literally just playing defense out here, and they can't and they can't keep up.
I feel like somebody was in Sony office today when they saw that was like, damn it.
Just threw the pen down, like sitting there right.
They're like, hey, Chuck, come on, do you see this? Mother, like,
I'm sure there was some upset
like,
people probably in the Sony boardroom.
Here's the other thing. It also puts a lot of pressure on Apple. Please bear in mind that Epic is still in battle with Apple over Fortnite for the amount of money that Apple takes from developers. And Microsoft kind of backed Epic when they first started making that push. So the reality of it was, I mean, y'all are saying, you know, like Epic's right. Y'all had your own battle with Apple when they wouldn't let y'all do, you know, Game Pass directly on it. You had to find a workaround. Here it is. Here's the move. Okay, dog. Let's play chess. This is it. There is so much that this one thing does to move the odds and the chips in their favor. It just does. Because even if you don't offer somebody the same amount of money up front for an exclusive or for 1 year exclusivity or whatever,
and residuals,
y'all gonna make more money with us, right?
Yeah.
This is how many more copies of so-and-so game you have to sell on their console to make the same amount of money with us.
And that's easy. That's an easy breakdown right there for you.
What? So now you can go to the developers and say, look, we only take 12%, and look at the Game Pass numbers. Look at what it's doing. Why not be over here with us?
We give a discount when your game is in Game Pass, we give a discount to them when they buy your DLC, but you're making so much more money on the DLC.
Microsoft is just out here.
I've been saying this, and I meant to really stamp this last week. I've said it before. I'm really putting this down because I told y'all years ago we were going to see AAA games dropping Game Pass day one. I told you that. Told you it was going to happen. We will see content that is only for Game Pass subscribers. We will see it. There is going to be something now. It may come early. It may not just be there. Whatever. Like Phil Spencer has tried to sway outside of doing things that are like we're trying to completely gate people off from getting content that should be available to everybody. They don't really try to do. We have DLC nobody else can get. You know, whatever. They really do try to lean away from that. However, the idea that somebody who's in Game Pass can get the same DLC somebody else can get, but they get access to it first.
That's clean.
I wholeheartedly believe it.
I think that's clean.
Wholeheartedly believe it. I believe that we could see games that come out that are not in Game Pass, but the DLC is. If you remember. You got to look at what Game Pass is doing, because Game Pass is not just, you pay this much and you get these games. They are also, you get these deals, right? They've been giving us content and DLC and downloads and discounts off of Nitro or like discounts from DoorDash, from whatever. Like they've been doing all of that in Game Pass whole time. Those things are going to continue to happen. People are using those things. It is in and of itself, in some way, shape, or form, advertising for those other games. They push stuff in PSO constantly. I don't know anybody who's talking about Phantasy Star Online, but every month there's a new drop.
There's a new drop for that.
Here it is, right? You've finally removed the barrier. You have like 50 plus games that people can just buy an Xbox and they can play these games. They don't have to. They're free to play games, so you can play them on Xbox and no additional charge. But if you have Game Pass, you get DLC for it that you don't get anywhere else. Right? That's just and here's where I'm at. It'll start with Microsoft specific owned product.
Right.
It'll be And it might be something stupid. It's a skin for Forza Motorsport 5, which rumors this week were that it's going to be in Mexico. There's a skin, a livery, something, Forza Motorsport 5 that you get if you're Game Pass. That's
I think that's clean. I think that's clean.
like you get the game. You know what I'm saying? If you got it in Game Pass, you know, or whatever, there are people who buy the game. There's a skin. You only get the skin if
you're Game Pass.
it's not something that gives you more game than somebody else, right? But cosmetic stuff.
Oh, left and right.
All day.
Sony's gonna have to.
Sooner rather than later.
Have to.
Sooner rather than later. Yep, they have to. They're falling further behind.
Yeah, they can't. They can't keep up.
And here's the thing: there are probably deals that are already done where people who are already developing things that we already know are coming out across both systems, probably for the next 2 to 3 years. Mm-hmm. This is a thing that we may not actually see the fruits of something like this for 4 years.
Yeah,
I'm willing to wager that there will be another Xbox Series console available by the time we really see this.
Yes.
But anybody who's in development now, anybody who hasn't already done that deal, anybody who hasn't already decided, they just did an update for DirectX to make it easier because people were complaining that DirectX 12 was harder for them to take it and move their stuff. They just did an update that makes it super easy to do that stuff for developers when they did GameStack last week.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're making a game. You're thinking about Game Pass. There's 22 million people on Game Pass now. Those are the numbers from last week. 22 million people on Game Pass.
That number just keeps going up.
Yeah. And it's going to keep going up.
Yep. No two ways about that.
These are the kind of moves, man. These are the kind of moves. I mean, their revenues are up 34% for the first quarter for gaming. And you want to keep people there. Right? You want to give developers a reason to keep pushing their own stuff, market your own stuff, tell people, go get it. Think about what that means. If you have a game that is on multiple platforms,
mm-hmm.
and you tell people go buy it, where would you push people to go buy it from?
Game Pass, Xbox.
Well, the place that's making you more money.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
It just, they're going to have to. This is, I mean, I've been reading articles on like CNBC and MSNBC or whatever, and like they dig into some of this kind of stuff, but they're not looking at the long term. Like
they're just looking at it now.
But they look, you know what I mean? It's a big deal. Epic's been at it for over a year now, almost 2 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where they've been doing this? Realistically, before Steam. Steam had to make, because they initially were doing theirs and they were aiming everything at Steam. Steam's charging too much. Y'all come holler at the Epic store. We the new joint.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it was Steam's taking 30% of your money. We doing this. This is our cut. You know what I mean? And eventually Steam had to respond. And Steam's response was something like, after you sell 1 million, then we give you everything you sell after that, we give you a better cut. We give you like an 80-20 instead of a 70-30 or whatever it is, right? But you got to sell 1 million first. We going to get our million. We going to get our 70%.
We going to get our cent, and then you can have it.
Of that million first, and then we'll give you a little, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But like, it did force their hand and force them to really look at it and make a change. Because everybody knows that Steam, Valve is making money hand over fist with the Steam store, so much so that these members don't have to make games no more.
No.
Y'all been talking about Dead Ring for 10 years. They're like, whatever. Can't get a Half-Life 3 to save you.
Nope.
No Portal 3 coming. They don't believe in 3. They saving A3 for that 30% dog.
Hey, they doing that. And you know what you said? You were talking about that Microsoft probably doing their titles first to kind of get some of that, like say some of them exclusive, or not exclusive, but like those skins and all that. You know really who would probably be the partner that they kind of doing right now with that has those type of things kind of already? Ubisoft.
Sure.
Because when you go into their marketplace and you can spend your Ubisoft coins and stuff in there, they have it already. All they honestly have to do is just say, you know what? we're also going to integrate that in the Game Pass.
How many times have we talked about the fact that more than likely all the rumors point to Ubisoft's games coming into Game Pass just like EA Play did?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ubisoft already has a program like that. It's just that it's only PC.
And they're just going to squeeze it on in the Game Pass.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
somebody
That's
besides Microsoft and their owned properties will be the guinea pig for it. But again, when they announce Starfield and say Starfield is only on wherever Game Pass is,
Dog.
they've been
gosh.
teasing a Nintendo Xbox thing recently. They'll both be at E3. Guess who won't?
That'd be an awesome on stage. Phil Spencer just shows up and then, hey guys, I brought a special guest from
Miyamoto.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
And just get up on stage with him.
Yeah, I mean, look. Again, here's the thing. These are moves that are consumer friendly, developer friendly. Like they're the kinds of things you want to see. Microsoft is a company that for a very long time, had a bad rap. A lot of people just didn't like them, just don't like them as a corporation, whatever. When you see MSFT and the S is the dollar sign or whatever, like there's a lot of people who feel that way. But there's new leadership that's been there for a number of years, and they've been working behind the scenes to make things different, and it's
happening. It's working very well.
Yeah.
Partnerships that we never thought, especially just on Xbox, that partnerships that we've seen that we probably have never thought we would see some type of combination and work together, collaborations with, has just been absolutely everything from Japan. Anything that Phil Spencer has gone over and has acquired and partnered with in Japan alone.
Sure.
I never thought I'd see Yakuza on the Xbox.
Exactly.
Now all of them are there.
Look at all the Final Fantasies that are there.
Yep.
Never did we think that would be a thing.
I mean, the tide is shifting.
It is.
It's
a great time to be a gamer.
Time. Yeah. Like
Agreed.
These are the kind of steps that are being made that have to be made because we have helped gaming get to a spot where it is more than just sweaty teenage boys in the basement playing GoldenEye. You know what I mean? It is people of all ages, all over the place, Twitch streaming and so forth. Like it's that large. That now the powers that be, the companies that are looking, again, that pressure is not just coming from Microsoft. But it is. If Epic's doing it and Microsoft is doing it, that's what forced crossplay. That's what forced, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got companies being like, yeah, no, you can't do that. It's not a thing. It's not possible. Sure.
Oops. We flipped the switch.
But that's gonna force Stadia. It's gonna force Amazon. It just will. It will. You can't, because if they don't, Microsoft already gets first look.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Epic and Microsoft. My joint is on PC through the Epic Store, but think about it. The other thing that Microsoft wants to do is they want to pull sales from Epic and Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Sales. They want your Game Pass PC dollars.
Yep.
So if you got a game that you're making for PC, even if it doesn't ever go to console, we want that joint in Game Pass and we want it for Game Pass PC. And I'm telling you now, this is how we're doing it. We are after that market. We are pushing those buttons. So yes, we're doing what Epic does. Because it's working for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got to make it work for us. And what we have is what they don't, which is Game Pass.
Not to mention cloud. You about to be able to play them games on your phone, wherever you is, your phone, your tablet with a cellular connection.
That's that what up Stadia.
Dog, let me tell you how.
That's that what up Luna.
I pulled up Outriders on my phone at work today.
Mm-hmm.
It showed somebody. And I was like, this show's just streaming from the cloud right now. He was like, I can kind of do that. He tried to pull up the PlayStation little stream zone. Let me tell you how that joint would not work at all. And I was able to, hey, hold on. I'm going to go out of this. Let me open up another game for you. Open up Octopath Traveler. I'm streaming that. And I did that within seconds. Like, I'm like, you over here trying to struggle. I did that in seconds.
He's sitting there struggling.
That's a real
and
thing,
he was on
bro.
Wi-Fi.
You on iOS?
I was on 5G.
You on iOS 5G? I'm telling you, bro. I mean, listen. Again, they're just some things that are happening behind the scenes. You right, saying it's somebody going, man.
Yeah. With all these Microsoft announcements and things they're doing, I swear every week they're like, all right, we're trying to work on this one thing to get this ready.
We got this.
They did what?
Hey, you know what it's like?
Start over.
You know what it's like? It's like the right and left Twix joint. How they say, yo, we can only do this in the right Twix. Hey, but that's a left Twix that you have right there. Give me the pillow.
Right. I mean, again, it's just there's a lot of dominoes, man, that are in effect. That I think these are industry changing moves.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that we'll see, down the line, but they're official, and there's gonna have to be a response. There's gonna have to be a response.
100%.
I mean, you can say all you want. You can be Phil Spencer and you can walk into every freaking office of every developer there ever is and say, hey, we Microsoft, we doing this thing. We got Game Pass, here's numbers, whatever. You don't even have to walk in the office anymore.
Phil Spencer just...
This is a top of the line Satya Nadella at the top of the line of Microsoft going, here's what we're going to do. Right? And there is no going back and having a conversation about whether or not you should be on one versus the other. The conversation about how much Sony has to pay you to keep something exclusive for a year or permanently, it's out the window. Sony's going to have to play ball. Listen, Cuddy says, people thought Microsoft was tripping when they said their competition isn't Sony and Nintendo, it's Google, etc. So right. You're right. I was on that boat, bro. I was the one who was like, yeah, they ain't thinking about. Yes, they're thinking about Sony. But again, like when you look at what a company's looking at and how they decide what's important to them in terms of sales and revenues and so forth, right? When you look at like a company's KPI. For a company like Sony, their KPI is and continues to be number of consoles sold. That's where they are. For a company like Microsoft, it's more like number of people consistently playing in your ecosystem, number of concurrent users that are paying you a monthly fee, right? Because that's how they look at their business. This is how we do Office. How many licenses do we sell to these companies for them to have Office to use Outlook, to use Teams? Everybody hates it. They all using it. Whatever. Keep paying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it is. What you look at to measure the success of your business is up to you as a business. And when you have a company like Sony that is measuring the success of their business by the total number of consoles sold, it also means you can't look at that without looking at every other metric, because we know you're losing money on every console you sell. So when you make a statement like they did earlier this week about PlayStation 5 being the fastest selling console in US history or whatever, and they got like 8.5 million consoles sold, that's sweet. You got to have the software to back that up. You got to have the controllers to back that up, because you're not making money selling the consoles. If you tell me you are, I don't believe you. Because if I had to guess, the PlayStation 5 should have been $600, $700. Easy. Microsoft systems, the exact same thing. What's the difference? Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. They can afford to take their losses somewhere else, to make it up somewhere else. It's a different thing. Okay. So measuring and look, I know it's real easy to look at what the Xbox One consoles did and go, oh, they stopped telling how many consoles they sold because they was getting mollywopped. Probably true. It's probably very true. However, it also probably forced them to look at how they were doing business and figure out how. Hey, jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with the business term organic growth?
100%.
And can you please explain what that is?
So obviously you want growth in certain areas, but you want these things to come naturally. So you're not having to worry about, oh, I need to get you to buy X, Y, and Z. Like you want this to be something that you're in there and it just produces itself. Anytime you can create something that you're not having to constantly be in here and like throwing it at somebody, people are just coming in and they're just absorbing this and bringing it. That's what you want to have. That's how you build sustainability, because you're
Right.
not having to always worry about, oh, this is missing from the puzzle. Now we need to go shift to this. We need to go shift to this. We need to make this money here. Oh no, not that one anymore. Let's go over here. No, you figure out that pot that you can just have those things that just build naturally and just continue, and they just keep coming, and it just doesn't stop.
It's the idea of being able to grow your business without growing the number of customers you have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It is, if we don't ever get another person who's never bought a Microsoft product to buy a Microsoft product, how do we continue to make money from the people that we already have? How do we keep them happy
Mm-hmm.
and make more money? How do we make more money from the same install base? That install base, if you make them happy, begins to grow it because they keep telling people how happy they are in that install base. But it's add-ons, right? It's, you don't just go to the store and buy the console. You buy the console and an extra controller, and you buy a game, and you buy a subscription to game, to Gold, to Game Pass, to PlayStation Network, to whatever it is, right? Whatever the thing is. You buy a Switch, you buy a game, and you buy Nintendo Online. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, right? So one person, now you have one $300 transaction that's now a $400 transaction, right? That is organic growth. It is making more money without necessarily changing the number of people who start buying from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of what the difference is in what you're really beginning to see. When your net business is based on the total number of consoles you sell, you have to look at how you stack on top of that. So a person buys a console one time, they may not buy a console for another 7 or 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you Sony at least has PlayStation Plus. So we got them on that. We get PlayStation Plus. We at least make $60 a year off of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll probably buy 2 games. But of those 2 games, one of them needs to at least be a Sony title. Because if it's not, we only make 30% off of the sales of those titles, right? So one needs to at least be a Sony title. So we need to have something that everybody's going to buy. That's our Last of Us. So Last of Us and Madden. You buy a console, and for the next 7 years, you buy Madden every year. You know what I'm saying? And you buy some Sony title. Last of Us this year is Ghost of Tsushima next year. It's whatever it is, right? We got to have it one point that keeps you recurring, right? Or you have Game Pass, and those dollars just come in every month, and they just keep coming every month, right? Not buying another console for another how many years, but we're not trying to sell you another console.
Nope. You just get on this, play your game wherever you want to play it at.
We want you to play your games on the cloud. We want you to buy another controller so you can play your games on the cloud. We want you to have a controller that you can take with you somewhere so you can play your games on the cloud. We don't care. We don't own that tablet. We don't get anything for that Samsung tablet you buy.
You got yourself an iPhone. You got yourself a Samsung tablet. Yeah.
We got your dollars. Or you don't want to buy another console for your kid? Cool. Buy them a controller. Pay $10 a month for Game Pass. Let them play on their phone. You already got them. They're probably too young to have anyway.
The facts there.
Not trying to sell you another console. But you might end up buying another console.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't want to buy the top of the line model? Hey, we got this other one here.
We have options.
Small price. We have those options for you to choose.
Whatever fits your budget.
Right?
We got you.
that console still too. Hey, you want to go just buy yourself a $300 laptop and you want to stream that joke? Be our guest.
And like you said, when Game Pass starts coming to TVs,
oh, you just bought that brand new Samsung TV there? Ah,
hey,
go ahead and download that Game Pass app. By the way, never mind. It's already on there.
That is right. Subscription plus content equals dollars. It just does. That's what Netflix is doing. That's what HBO Max wants to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what Disney Plus is doing. Right? I mean, look, Disney Plus came out last year. The parks are closed. Okay. Well, what happens when the parks open and they say that if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you get such and such discount when you come to the park?
Hey,
exclusive things. Hey, you got Disney Plus?
Saying, like,
we jump you to the front of the line.
For being a Disney Plus member, like you got a discount. You got to buy Disney Plus for 3 years for like $3 a month, right?
Damn Skippy.
Take the things that you have that are part of your ecosystem, and you make the people who are in that ecosystem happy. Yep. Not only to buy, but to stay and to keep paying you.
Keep spending. Yep.
To keep paying you. Think about how much it costs you to go to Six Flags. You have any idea? When the last time you been to Six Flags? Exactly. You know how much it costs you to go to Six Flags?
That price is probably dumb stupid now.
Let's say it's like $60. You know what I'm saying? To go once. But a season pass is like $80.
Yeah. It's always a stupid. I was like, why?
Now think about this. Pass. Why would you do that? If you're Six Flags, why would you give people the ability to just come in the park for free after their second visit? You know why? Because how do you make more money off the same number of people?
Them crap games that you go in there and you trying to win them games? Nope.
They don't.
You ain't trying to win them games. You in there all the time.
You trying to get a bottle of water out the vending machine? That's gonna be like $8.
You're gonna eat, bro. You're gonna eat while you in the park.
This same little dollar bottle of water, you spend like $6.
Easy.
$6 for a normal small little bottle of water.
Vending machine like, yeah, we take credit cards.
Yeah, right up.
And we charge you an extra 10 cents because you're using that card, not cash too.
Hey, look, Margaret said, no, I'm not. I'll leave the park. I'll leave the park and go eat. You ain't coming back. I'm not reparking. I'm not looking for parking. No. I'm not doing it again. You know what I'm saying? You can buy a season pass with a parking pass or without one.
Hey.
Why would you do that?
Pick your poison.
They got food passes on the joints now too, though.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm just telling you, there's a business strategy that exists that says you also always have so many people in the park, even people who don't have a season pass, that you're almost always going to wait to ride the things you want to ride. You may not get to everything you want to ride if you just come and visit for the day. So you'll be back. Right? Because I didn't get to do whatever. Hey, listen, Marcus, I know where you live. I know you can walk to Six Flags. That's not the point.
No. Congratulations.
The question is, do you walk to Six Flags? And will you walk to Six Flags in 95-degree weather?
No and
no.
Hell no.
I'll wait. Yeah, I mean, again, my point is, it's that organic growth. It's how do you get people in and keep them happy. And you're starting to see things like that with Sony too, though. Like Sony is doing, like right now, if you have a PlayStation 5, they're treating you real good. If you got a PlayStation 4, they forgot about you.
Screw y'all.
You got PlayStation Plus and a PlayStation 5, you can have this game. You can have this brand new game for free. PlayStation 4, we don't remember y'all. You don't get this. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? When you alienate and you split, like one of the things in video games we talk about all the time is not splitting your player base, right? They used to do it all the time. It used to be a terrible thing. We'd be on 360 trying to play Rainbow Six. We'd be in a rotation, crushing it, get to the next joint. Something happens. Why? What happened? Oh, I don't have that map.
Oh, that was the worst.
Oh, so now we can't play because you don't have all the same maps I got. Hey, Slim, you need to go in and buy these joints right now. And they would force them to pay the money to get the joint.
Yeah.
Otherwise, get out of my party, bro. Because we on these maps.
Yeah, we on these new maps. Easy.
That's a thing they try to avoid doing at all costs now. So again, you add in this new revenue cut with Game Pass and crossplay. Now it doesn't matter if your friends have a PS5, a PS4, Xbox, like it's gone because everybody's doing crossplay. You know what I mean? Not everybody's gonna do it right. Not everybody's gonna do it super well. Outriders are struggling with it, but PC, PS4, Xbox, y'all can play together. You can play together. Doesn't matter. Everybody jump in and play together. I'm still in the habit of asking me, well, what you playing on? Doesn't matter.
We can get in here.
Doesn't matter, right? So now, where do you want those marketing dollars to go? How much incentive do you have to say yes to Microsoft when they say, let's do a marketing deal?
So much more incentive now. Just smart. It's just smart business.
More than half, bro.
It is.
More than half the difference.
It's a no-brainer. It's like we're gonna make you the most money.
Like why people keep going to the Epic store? How come Epic keep getting exclusive games? I don't want to buy from the Epic store. Dumbass, you're on PC. It still works. Like you still get to play on your PC.
Download out of a different client. Shut up. Go in Epic store.
Right.
And get it.
Right? But so it's exclusive in their store. You're mad about it. You still get to play it, and you still get to play it.
Right. It's not like you have to go buy a whole console or something like that to play it. Like, dude, you literally can just boot it up and play it.
Right.
Like,
I gotta go buy a whole new video card. This video card doesn't support these games. I gotta buy a new video card to put in here. Like,
hey, do that thing again with your hands, jokes. That right there is a signal for the end of the show, y'all. We gotta wrap this up, man. We gotta wrap this up. We can't go anymore. Listen, thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Y'all two are playing something on Twitch tomorrow. I assume Second Extinction.
That may be what it is.
Either that or Overwatch. We'll see.
Hold on. Did y'all finish Attack on Titan?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just did the jacks.
Yeah, he did. With the baby hands joint though.
Those little tink tinks.
Yeah, bruh. You guys was terrible, bro. Yeah. Okay. So Twitch tomorrow night, 8:30. Y'all tune in. Watch them dudes play something. I won't be there. We are making some plans to do some big things. We're gonna be participating in virtual Comic-Con, which is June 18th through 20th. So we'll be pre-recording some stuff and doing some panels and things like that to have for that. So y'all keep your eyes open for virtual Comic-Con. We're making plans for BlurCon. It's a little tricky, but we're gonna figure it out. We're making plans for BlurCon. Things are popping. There's a lot going on. We are so looking forward to seeing y'all again next week. So I appreciate everybody for jumping in. Jokes, can you please do your job?
The job is done.
Y'all already know the drill by now. There's a link tree. And here's the thing. Most of you all have probably already gone in and followed us across all of these. It would be, man, let me tell y'all how much it would mean if you would just take that link tree link and share it with other people who might also want to follow us, who might enjoy our content, who might like what they see. Spoiler Boys will be back. I got a message earlier this week. Somebody's Monday just wasn't the same. No. It wasn't no Spoiler Boys.
It's a void.
Right now, we're going to blame that on Disney. We're going to blame that on Disney.
It's all Disney's fault.
Marvel for not having a new show yet. We're waiting on Loki, but we may have some things brewing. There might just be a Demon Slayer Spoiler Boys in the works.
Really? You say?
Yo.
You know?
Just letting y'all know that could be a thing. Yes, Blurred is happening. 100%. Blurred made an announcement like 2 weeks ago, though, that you must be vaccinated to get in. Period. You must have a vaccination card or have it
on
available.
Your phone picture, whatever.
That you are vaccinated in order to get in. That is definitely a thing, and it is definitely happening. Yeah. So again, we have stuff planned out. Like we'll be at Ocean City Comic Con in December. Like we working, y'all. There's things going on. Again, point anybody who would love to see some of that content that we only put on Patreon. There, you point them to our Patreon. We'd greatly appreciate
Please.
that. That would be the most awesome. And speaking of Patreon, Sin.
Yes, sir. So let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dorch, and Tyrone Carson. Thank you much. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Can I tell you what I appreciate about Sin doing that every week, every episode? I'm gonna tell you what it is. He does this. He got to wind up and he goes, right before he starts, right? And he puts a little sting, a little attitude on the drum, right? Like he about to, like, we appreciate. I like he really, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? I appreciate that, dog. I really do. I don't even know if you do it, but you do it.
I know I do it.
You're like, yeah, I know I do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I wouldn't take my original and lose that joint somewhere. Cuddy.
Picture's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got these nice HD cameras.
Y'all go to don't listen. Let me tell y'all what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to tell y'all how to handle y'all vaccination stuff at BlurCon. Y'all go to BlurCon's page on Facebook and see what they said and ask your questions there. I don't work for them. I work with them, but I don't work for them. So I don't have
the answers. All to
but
the
I
team.
know what they said. You must present your card or have it on your phone. That's
it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Again, it'll be a little bit busy. Correct. You only have to show up to pick up the badge. Now, who you hand your badge to after that, I don't know how to listen. I can't. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know. I'm just. See y'all at BlurCon. We'll see y'all at BlurCon. Yeah. We also might have. There's a couple other things that are brewing. There might be some gaming stuff, like tournament kind of stuff going on. There are things that are happening. Jokes, you making a funny face because you don't know yet. Because I haven't talked.
I've seen said.
I told you. I sent you a little something. Yeah,
that's about it though. But I've seen said. Yeah.
There might be a little more than that too, but nonetheless, there's a lot brewing. Listen. Again, we greatly appreciate you all tuning in. We are so looking forward to seeing y'all next week. We're going to do just that. With that, we are out. Toodles and loos.